I get a lot of questions from people about living in Murrieta and what it's like. Is it a good place for my family? Should I live there if I'm a commuter? And so I get all these questions. So today I'm going to answer those questions with some pros and cons to living in Murrieta, California. I want to give you the good, the bad, let you make the decision on if this is the right place to live for you. So let's dive into pros and cons of living in Murrieta. Hey guys, I'm Andrew Lewis, your local Temecula Valley realtor, and this channel is dedicated to all things living in the Temecula Valley, from new construction tours to neighborhood spotlights to new things coming here to the valley. I want you and your family to know exactly what it's like living here before you make the move. Thanks for tuning in today. Let's dive in. First up, let's talk about one of the pros to living in Murrieta. And this one's a personal favorite of mine that my family enjoys. It's that there are tons of outdoor activities when you live here in the valley. So great weather, as you know, in Southern California. Yes, we're gonna have those warm days during the summer that are gonna be over 100, but it's always going to cool off very well at night, easily down into the low 70s, high 60s every single evening. But outside of that, we've got year-round great weather. If you love to be outdoors, this is the place for you because you can do it 12 months out of the year. So as far as outdoor activities, you can get out and go hiking. There are plenty of places to get out there for that. There's bike trails. You can visit the Santa Rosa Plateau, which offers both of those. If you enjoy taking your dog with you, you can do that as well. There's people that do horseback riding through there, mountain biking, again, hiking, lots of activities for you to do on that side, as well as tons of parks. I've got little ones and they enjoy all of the parks that we have here in Murrieta. We actually have some content on our channel about the parks here locally, but lots of places for you just to get outdoors and play on a playground, run in a big grassy field, play some baseball, whatever you want to do, you've got it here as far as outdoor activities. We've also got splash pads and pools, and again, we're just a short drive. We're gonna talk about it just a little bit later, but we're just a short drive to the beach or to the mountains for you to enjoy either of those as well. So lots to do outdoors when it comes to living in Murrieta. Now let's move on to a con, or just something to at least be aware of when it comes to living in Murrieta. Let's talk about traffic. You hear me say it on the channel all the time here. We are in Southern California, so if you're coming from another state, you just gotta get used to it. No matter what city you choose here in Southern California, you're going to experience traffic, and it will be much different than probably what you're used to. So traffic here in the area, we are a commuter town. So we've got a ton of people that head south in the mornings to get to San Diego for work, and a lot of people that head up north into LA and Orange County. So you can expect traffic every morning and every evening on the main freeways that get you in and out of Murrieta and Temecula. It's gonna be your 15 freeway and the 215 freeway, heavy congestion early on and later in the afternoon. And actually, not to mention, on the side streets as well. So this is a booming community growing really, really fast in population, new housing popping up everywhere. It's the most affordable, nicest, in my opinion, place in Southern California. There's definitely nicer if you were at the beach, but it comes with millions of dollars worth of price tags. So a lot of people come here and it's causing us to grow really quickly, and honestly a little bit quicker than what the roads can handle. So you hit one of the main streets, let's just say Murrieta Hot Springs, for example, right off the 15 freeway. That is a very, very busy street. It can take you 15, 20 minutes to get up that street and into your neighborhood in those heavy congestion times. So just something to be aware of. It's not all the time. It's not absolutely miserable. I would say, you know, places in LA and more like downtown San Diego are gonna be much, much worse, but you are going to experience some of that traffic, so just get ready for it. Now let's move on to another pro. Murrieta is consistently top 10 safest city in California. So we have a very low crime rate. If you are looking for a place that is going to be safe for your family, statistically, that is Murrieta. We have a very proactive police department. I always comment on here, you should follow the Murrieta Police Department. They're absolutely hilarious in some of their posts on social media, but they do a really, really great job of connecting with the community in a proactive approach. A lot of police departments are just reactive, right? They're waiting for something to happen, they go respond to that. Murrieta takes a much more proactive approach, and they're actually very well recognized for that, and it obviously stops a lot of that crime before it even happens. They're engaging people as they see things before anything ever happens. So it is a very safe city, statistically, again, top 10 consistently in the state of California. Now let's move on to another con. This one I'm going to say is the job market. So not a lot of people have jobs here locally. This is not a place that you're going to come find big tech, big industry jobs right here locally. Obviously, it's a great location because we are surrounded by a ton of that. San Diego, LA, Orange County, home to some very big companies, well-paying companies as well. So most likely, if you're moving here to the area, you're going to be commuting. We don't have a ton of those major businesses here locally, although a lot of that is starting to make its way into the area, especially if you're in healthcare. You do have some awesome opportunities here locally for that. But if you're in some sort of tech field or manufacturing or anything like that, it's just going to be elsewhere. So plan for that commute. Maybe you're a remote worker. That's something we're seeing a huge influx of here in our area. A lot of people moving to us from other parts of the country as well as other parts of Southern California due to the affordability because they can work remote and maybe they have to drive into their office in LA once or twice a week. And so for them, that long commute is worth it for them to have a little bit more bang for their buck, a safe community with a larger home and many more features. So the job market is just something to be aware of before you make the move. Next up for pros, we are a great location. Obviously I'm biased because I live here in the area, but location-wise, I just don't know that you could beat it. Sure, it would be great to be right on the beach, but as I've mentioned before, you're talking millions of dollars to be there. So location in relevance to price, in relation to price, this is a great location. So we've got quick access to freeways. You're not gonna live much more than 15-20 minutes at the most from any major freeway that will get you where you need to go. So we are just an hour drive down to San Diego. If you want nightlife and great food and Padres baseball, you are right there in just an hour. If you are looking for a vacation, you head down there. You've also got LA and Orange County, an hour and a half. LA at times could be 2 hours away for you, just depending on traffic, but those are quick commutes to get into those as well. So location-wise, you're quick access to the beach. 45 minutes to 1 hour to be on the beach with your toes in the sand. Your quick access to mountains. If you want to go see some snow, you're about 45 minutes to 1 hour to get to some snow as well. And then obviously we've got amazing wine country with our neighboring city, Temecula. So lots of great options for you as far as entertainment, which makes this a really great location because you're just really close to all of those things. Literally in our minds all the time is just wherever we want to be is just an hour away. Let's move on to another con. This one hurts me a little deeply because I'm a foodie at heart, but not a lot of food and dining options here in the area. Now there are plenty of places to eat, so don't get me wrong there, this is not like an underdeveloped area. Plenty of places to eat, but if you're talking for just that gourmet dining experience, there are some options, but not a ton. If you go to Old Town Murrieta, you've got 3, maybe 4 restaurant options there, and they're great food. I'm not knocking on those at all, but if you're looking for some diversity in those things, we just don't really have it in Murrieta right now. So, and then shopping-wise, we've got your standard stores. We've got plenty of them, and there's more coming. We've got all the Targets and the Blockbusters and the Walmarts and all the things you're looking for there, but if you're going to some sort of specialty store, things like that, you're gonna have to go a little bit further out. We are very close to the mall. In our neighboring city, Temecula does have a mall, so you've got plenty on that side, but Murrieta directly, you just don't have a ton of it right here. Now, if you're looking for, again, a better dining experience, you're definitely gonna be heading down to San Diego or out into Orange County for some of those fancier restaurants. But again, there's some great options, even just as far away as neighboring city in Temecula. The final pro I would say here is the affordability in Murrieta. I said it a little bit earlier, this is one of the most affordable, nicest areas in Southern California. You really just can't beat it. Yes, there are more affordable areas in Southern California, and yes, there are nicer areas in Southern California, but I'm just gonna put us right in the middle. You're gonna get a ton of bang for your buck when it comes to buying a house. You're gonna get a larger home, probably be able to put a pool in, and have a much larger lot than you would get in San Diego. And it's gonna come with the safety and all the pieces that we've talked about as far as the pros go. So affordability is a great feature to our area. That's what attracts people here. And I always say all the time when I'm talking to someone that's new to the area or moving in here to the area, this is actually one of the last areas to feel any sort of economic impact to the housing market because people are always coming here from the more expensive counties. So San Diego, LA, Orange County surround our area here. They are all 30% more in home prices. So even if there was something to happen with the housing market, it's going to impact those higher priced markets first. All of those people flood into our market and actually help keep it afloat for much, much longer. So you're a little bit more protected as far as your investment goes here in our local area as well. And again, the prices just can't be beat with the current average prices sitting in the 700,000 range. Lastly, on the con side of things, just something to consider, not always a bad thing, but we do have a variance in property taxes in Murrieta. So you can be anywhere from 1.1 all the way up to 2.2, 2.3% on your annual property taxes. If you're coming from a state like Texas, you're like, what's the big deal? That sounds great to me. But keep in mind, we still do have our state income tax. But that can vary greatly. So you can have a house on one side of a street that is a 1.1% tax rate, and a house just right across the way that's a 2.3% tax rate. That can be $500 to $600 per month in your monthly payment, even if the home prices are identical. So it's something to be aware of. It's just something that you're gonna need an expert to help navigate with you when you're out here looking for homes, because you just don't know until you get into the escrow process, and then the lender actually runs those numbers for you to go, this one's actually gonna be a little bit more expensive. So you're gonna want a pro to give you that and walk you through what the tax rates are for every single house you see here in the area to make sure that you're hitting the target number that you're looking for as far as your budget. Again, tax dollars aren't always a bad thing. Obviously, no one loves to pay taxes, but they do help to continue to build up the community here. We've got lots of special assessments and bonds and things like that that are used to continue with building up roadways, police, fire departments, parks, all that kind of stuff. So it's not wasted money. It's getting put to use here in the city, and I do feel like they put it to good use within Murrieta, but just something to be aware of, that you're gonna want somebody that's gonna help you navigate the property tax scenario when you're looking at homes here. That's it for our pros and cons to living here in Murrieta, California. I hope you found today's content super helpful. If you're local and you've seen this video, leave a comment below about what you think pros and cons are to living here. I always love to see the comments, and yes, I'm sure I painted a more positive light on it than maybe you have. That's totally fine. I live here, I love it here. I can't complain about it. So leave comments below. Do me a favor, hit that like button if you enjoyed today's content, and as always, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future content. Thanks for tuning in today. We'll see you next time.